Sheffield. You with Paulette Edwards. Good morning. And we've just had National Care Leavers Month throughout November, which celebrates those who've been through the care system and raises awareness of issues within the care system. Shared Lives, a charity which works with adults and young people who need support, have released a short film about what life is like for those of us that they work with. Gracie Rhodes is a care leaver from Rotherham, features in the film with her carer, and this is a little clip of Gracie from the film.
Having Shared Lives really improved my social circle with other carers as well, and it's really helped me grow my sense of style that no one shames me for or makes me feel different for, or being able to just live life as an adult, which I never thought I would have that kind of freedom for, and it's just really made me grow as an adult and as a person.
I really love how Gracie's talking about style there, because that's what we're talking about today. Gracie, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. Got a bit of a tickle in my throat, but I'm all right, Gracie. Just carry on talking if I go quiet, because it means I'm coughing. So can we talk a bit about your experience of the care system? What was it for you then?
Absolutely. Well, I didn't actually join Shared Lives, a traditional way of being a care leaver. I lived with my family up until 18, and I had some complications where I just wasn't very understood, and that's okay, and things happen, and people don't really get along and things like that. So I ended up having to leave, and I didn't really have a place to go. And then my auntie took me in, and she provided me a lovely place to be for a few months. And then I couldn't stay there because there wasn't enough room for me there. So we were kind of looking at options and places that I could go to. And it wasn't until 6 months later when my social worker actually gave Shared Lives as the last option, and it was why is this the last option when it sounds perfect for what I need? That loving, caring home environment would have fit me perfectly from the start, and it was just kind of a bit more late, so it's not very well heard of, so I'm glad to be kind of share that.
So you came to it the long way around. And what is Shared Lives then? It's for young people leaving care programme normally. Under your circumstances, you said it was a perfect fit. How would you describe it then, Gracie?
Yeah, so it works for care leavers, but we also have other options for people that maybe still live at home and need day support where they can go out for a few hours and go out in the community with a little bit of independence. Also have respite, which is where people can stop over for however long they need, for a weekend or a week or however long. We sometimes have emergency respite that people can go into if it's needed for any emergencies. But yeah, it really is just so loving and caring. It's really like a founded family is how I would describe it. I think it's just so wonderful, and it's a great service. It just feels like a truly beautiful secret, honestly, is how I would put it.
And how did you access it initially then? Was it through a social worker, did you say you accessed it?
Yes, it was through my social worker. She was kind of, because I was undiagnosed, there's kind of a bit of a difficult situation because it accessed a lot of needs and helping people that have a lot of difficulties with mental health and other things like that. And because I was undiagnosed, they didn't really think that the service would provide for me and would help. So it was kind of a bit of a 50-50 chance to take, and I saw she sent over some videos, and I was just I think that this is a bit of a risk, is what I would say. I was really nervous. It was a big step. It was going into something, it was like living with a complete stranger that you've never met, when you have to live with them and learn new areas and all this, and it was very nervous. I wanted to at least give it a chance. So, but yeah, it was through my social worker.
Incredible. We're going to talk a bit more about this. Gracie Rhodes from Rotherham features in a film. It's to show us what Shared Lives for young people leaving the care programme is all about. Gracie said she wasn't technically a care leaver, but the support that she got from the Shared Lives programme was great for her. We'll talk a bit about Gracie in this film. She mentions her style. We'll grab onto that and see what she's got to say about that. And also lots of experiences around relationships. BBC Radio Sheffield, you're listening to Paulette Edwards. I'm having a chat with Gracie Rhodes. She's from Rotherham and she has been a part of Shared Lives Lives. It's usually for young people leaving the care programme, but your circumstances were slightly different, Gracie, weren't they? Including a diagnosis that you got on board with.
Yes. After I came into Shared Lives, they really fought for me to get into my assessments and things. And they took me to all of them and supported me through them and was helping me have my assessments and speaking on my behalf as well for things that I was kind of missing out and just explaining things. And I got diagnosed with autism, but on the high functioning spectrum.
Right. And for you then, was it easy to navigate that system? Because I should imagine that the challenges that were faced through your diagnosis, the challenges of the condition of autism, could have been what was giving you issues with your family in the first place. Does that make sense? I don't want to put words into your mouth, Gracie.
No, yes, absolutely. It was hard being undiagnosed with family because they weren't able to understand me, in a sense, and it was quite hard to describe how they could help me if I didn't know how to help myself. Coming into Shared Lives, I was really nervous and just a bit more hesitant on living with a stranger, and Shared Lives really helped navigate me through that because they were so supportive. They kind of understood me a lot better and helped me with my diagnosis. Every question I had, every issue I had, they would come over and we'd have meetings almost every week. They were constantly doing checkups and making sure that I was where I needed to be and that I was happy and doing all right and growing, really.
That's wonderful. And do you feel that you would have been having a challenge to navigate the system had you not been a part of Shared Lives, Gracie?
Oh, absolutely, yes. I feel like it's hard because I was 18 and that's when I had to leave home, and it's kind of like you're struggling in a world that isn't designed for you, in a sense. Like everything's moving so fast-paced and you're kind of falling behind. So absolutely I would have struggled if it wasn't to have the Shared Lives system.
And Shared Lives, it helped you. What else do you think is necessary under those circumstances for young people in your position, young people who are leaving care?
I think that it's best to obviously invest into Shared Lives and just to kind of trust the process and just believe that everything's going to be okay. There's always a brighter side. Yeah,
so put more resources into projects like Shared Lives so that young people can benefit from that, and everybody benefits if our young people benefit. I'm talking to Gracie Jones from Rotherham. So Gracie, you're an ambassador now for Shared Lives. How does that feel then, and what do you tend to do? Is it things like this, having a chat with Paulette?
Yes, it is. Shared Lives Plus as ambassadors, I work for the Care Leavers programme, which is to focus on that transition stage for 16 to 17-year-olds that are leaving care, and we focus on how to progress it and make it better, make it more comfortable, more smooth, and we try to get more funding from all over the place. 2 weeks ago I did Parliament for the MPs, and we just kind of go everywhere that we need to be, London or wherever, and we just have meetings and discuss the progress and what's happening next, really.
Wonderful. Can I be nosy and ask what it was like to be in Parliament then? Were you nervous about going down?
Oh, absolutely. I was so nervous. Oh, I don't think anyone would be not nervous in that position, but I got to do a speech in front of Jeremy Corbyn, so I felt very uplifted, and I was like, brilliant. And I think it went really well. It sounded like it was a lovely day, so it sounded like it went really well. So I'm just hoping to hear back.
It's wonderful. So this time of year then, we think about our family and we think about, Christmas, getting ready for all of that. And you were talking about on the film, which must have been a delight to be a part of. It looks beautiful. It was gorgeous to hear your words. One of the things you talked about was relationships and the fact that they were a challenge. You said that you didn't think you deserved relationships. Would you mind talking a bit more about that?
Yeah, well, having to kind of grow up and not really be understood, it was such a difficult situation because I always felt like I was letting people down and that I couldn't explain what was going on in my mind. So it was just causing frustration on them. So coming into Shared Lives, I was kind of like, am I going to be the same? Is history going to repeat? Am I still going to feel like a burden on people? So it was really just like kind of getting out of that headspace. But yeah, it was really tough to kind of go from almost having nothing to then having everything. And I'm sure that a lot of care leavers can relate to that kind of not feeling as loved as they would like to be, which is why Shared Lives is so great, because it provides that.
And almost a family environment. And I loved what you said about fashion as well. That's a big thing for you, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
And do you feel like you've been able to develop your sense of fashion and sense of style more through this kind of relaxing, this foundation that you've been given through the Shared Lives?
Yes, absolutely. Like growing up, I was kind of always told what to wear and kind of, like making sure that I was wearing the right things, but it didn't necessarily feel like me, and I didn't really have any sense of style or anything like that. But then when I was able to kind of have my own independence and grow into a young woman, I was then like, oh, I might try this out and this out. And then it really does develop into something more like looking nice and presentable and just having nice little things. But yeah, I would obviously say that Shared Lives does influence that. Because I was hearing that you were talking about fashion icons, and I do have one under Shared Lives, but and she definitely helps me with my fashion, and it's just the fact that I can be my own person and wear whatever I would like to, and they support that, and they don't like shame you or say no, you can't have that or whatever. They really they just like, oh, you look beautiful, and it's really just so uplifting. But yeah, fashion is a big thing for me, and to feel good in myself when it's like such a nice day outside, you just want to look nice, and then you get all these compliments from people, and it's just a nice feeling to have. But yeah.
Beautiful, lovely, and very well said. Gracie, such a joy to talk to you. Thank you very much. It'd be nice to talk to you about other things if you're up for that on BBC Radio Sheffield, ambassador as you are.
Oh, absolutely. Please do.
Yeah, it'd be lovely. Have a great day. Gracie Rhodes, thank you very much, from Rotherham, part of a film about what it's like to be a care leaver. And if you'd like to watch it, it's on YouTube. It's called Share Lives for Young Care Experienced People. And if there's anything that Gracie talked about that you need a bit of support with, you can go to our action line, bbc.co.uk/action line.